Tim Hardaway Jr. leaves tonight's game after 2 incidents on the same play. Hi there, my name's Dr. Stephen Wilson, and if you're new to this channel, here we analyze the mechanisms of sports injuries. So if that's the type of content that interests you, then please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. In tonight's game, Tim Hardaway Jr. suffered 2 events within 10 seconds on the same play. So let's take a look at what happened. We're paying attention to Tim Hardaway Jr., number 8. He's going to try and draw the charge, but when the player comes in and initiates contact here, take a look at the left elbow. It comes right up into the face of Tim Hardaway Jr., making contact right there right into the chin of Hardaway, forcing his head and his neck backwards into a position that we would call extension. From here, the momentum, the follow through, pushes Hardaway down to the floor, and the back of his head, we can see here, then makes contact with the right knee of his teammate there. Hardaway immediately grabs to his head and his face. Obviously he felt that impact, but he does get back up on the play here. Now what we want to watch right there, when he does get back, he seems a little unsteady, and he falls almost to his left there in what we would call an ataxic stance. He does appear to be a bit dizzy. He is unsteady on the play after receiving that blow to his head. So again, he's on the floor, gets up, he's unsteady, falls to his left, tries to get himself back into the play here, and again tries to draw another charge, this time from pit 14. And the follow through there pushes Hardaway back again into his teammate. After he falls, we can see Hardaway Jr. on the floor of the court. He's grabbing his head with both hands, and we can start to see the trickle of blood from the top of his head down onto the court, as obviously the top of his head was cut open on the play here as a result of making impact with his teammate's knee. So we'll watch it again from a different angle here. Again, Hardaway Jr., his right foot is on the foul line there. The player comes in, his left elbow making contact right underneath Hardaway's chin, forcing his head back. And then as he falls, we can see the back of Hardaway's head again making contact with his teammate's right knee. He does get back up on the play, tries to re-enter here, and he stumbles to his left, and he tries to draw another charge here from number 14, gets pushed back, and then the back of his head again goes into the right knee of his teammate. That causes the laceration and then thus the bleeding on the floor. This is the last replay that we'll look at here. This is the third angle. So again, this is the second impact that occurred. The player's coming in. Hardaway, he's back up on his feet. He's trying to draw the charge. He gets pushed backwards into his opponent or into his teammate. And there's the contact of the right knee of his teammate into the back of his head. That would have caused the laceration to the upper part of his scalp there. And from the front here, watch the impact here as number 14 from the Heat pushes into Hardaway Jr., forcing him back. And also on this play, check out the right hand right here of number 14. His right hand almost pushing down on the right temple area of Hardaway Jr.'s head. And as he pushes down, he pushes his head right into the right knee. There's the impact. Oh my, that would be very uncomfortable, forcing Hardaway's neck in the opposite direction, forcing it forward into a flexed position. Hardaway Jr. was removed from the court here on a wheelchair after he had his head wrapped in a towel in order to control the bleeding. So what would have happened on this play? Likely Hardaway did suffer a concussion. He did have a laceration to the vertex area of his scalp. And in this moment, right when his head is being forced backwards by the right hand, of the Heat player and his teammate's right knee, forcing his head back in the opposite direction. That's going to cause his brain to bump up into the inside bones of his skull. It's that bumping right there that can cause a concussion for Tim Hardaway Jr. We're going to take a look at that on the anatomy screen to further understand exactly what we're talking about here. So with the skeleton model here, we're taking a look. This is a lateral view from the right side of the skeleton. So if we can picture this being Tim Hardaway Jr., remember on the first play when he was out near the foul line, that left elbow of the Heat player came in and made contact with his jaw right there, forcing his neck backwards into extension, where the back part of his head then made contact with the right knee of his teammate. He holds his head, he gets back up, he is unsteady on his feet as he stumbles to his left, and then tries to draw a second charging call on the play, where number 14 of the Heat, he's jumping, he jumps into the torso of Hardaway, forcing him backwards, where then again the back of his scalp here makes contact with the right knee of his teammate, cutting him open, causing a laceration on the top of his head in an area that we would call the vertex of his scalp. So on this play, in a total, Tim Hardaway Jr. did suffer a laceration to the top of his scalp, perhaps requiring sutures or staples, and likely it is possible he suffered a concussion on the play and certainly a cervical spine strain. Thank you as always for watching. I appreciate your time. Have a great night.